Now, Michael, we can delay this no longer. We have to show you what Lord Sugar and your former colleagues had to say about you.
OK. Michael, on this particular task, was put in charge as a sub-team leader in sales, and he hardly sold anything.
He's a nice guy, but obviously this process is about winning, and Michael is definitely the weakest in our team.
The guy's dead weight. He's not contributed.
We just forget he's around. No one sees him. No one really hears much from him.
Michael just didn't quite have the belief in himself to make the big decisions.
I mean, I believe Michael was out of his depth in this process, looked to others to make decisions, not a person that I could go into business with, and that, regretfully, is why Michael had to go.
OK, you didn't win the show, but you're winning the character battle quite significantly. That's great here. The disappointing, though, I presume.
Very disappointing, yeah, because, you know, I did actually genuinely go there to, you know, be a business partner with Lord Sugar. It's a massive opportunity. You can open so many doors. You know, I'm a down-to-earth type of guy. I say it how it is. I don't try to sort of put spins on things or anything like that, where I'm not used to that. So trying to get the political side of it, I run my company, you know, I tell people what to do. I'm the chief, the rest of the people are Indians and that, but you're trying to fight with loads of other chiefs. You know, I just didn't fight my corner.
How many Indians do you have at the moment?
I have about 6 teams of fitters and a couple of sales teams.
Oh, a bad little tribe you got for yourself there.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Jeez, Michael.
Not bad. You want to see my little hat I wear at work? It's quite good, all the feathers in it. Yeah. Quite good.
Levi, I'm not even going to guess how much your sauce company is worth. You're doing exceptionally well, and everybody. So it's an incredibly difficult market to break into anyway.
Yes, absolutely. You know, I think there's a lot to be said about the branding. I mean, I'm talking from personal experience. I don't think people are buying you know, my sauces because of the sauce. I really believe it's that strong branding that it represents.
OK. Now, what have you tried? You've tried branching out into other parts of the
Yeah, I mean, for instance, we're a licensing company, effectively, so we will have to look at licensee that comes up to us and said we want, for instance, now we have this merger with this very famous High Street chicken store, which famously, yeah, everyone knows, and you know, which I think is fantastic that they're coming to us because they want to be cool, because we are a cool brand. Thank you very much. Lord of mercy. And by the way, I gotta say, I spent a lot of money in that chicken shop over the years, and now they're paying me back.
It's also, you know, the decades of division, you know, in the southern states of America, to see a Confederate general coming to a Jamaican man and building a business together. I mean, there's something very positive about that. Before we move on to the winning team, let's take a moment to speak to Claude. Claude, it's the first time you've been with us here on the show. It gives us an excuse to relive and enjoy some of your most penetrating encounters with some of our former candidates.
I'm Stuart Baggs, the brand.
Yeah.
What on earth are you talking about? You've got no idea.
I apologise.
No, apologies no good.
How did it go?
Good luck. You look to me a bit like a quitter. You don't know where you're going, you don't know what you're doing, I'll rip you to shreds.
I'm a big fish in a small pond.
You're not a big fish. You're not a big fish. You're not even a fish.
I don't even want you not to do it, but do you really have to be that mean?
I think so, yes.
Yes, OK.
The fact of the matter is, and increasingly, this is a significant investment that Lord Sugar's making, and the economy is difficult, it's hard to raise money, banks aren't lending, so the opportunity of somebody getting £250,000 is life-changing, business-changing, and therefore, if you want a quick result, you want a fast track to get that money, you've got to go through some pain. And so I think that when people meet me or they go through the process, all through the process, they are learning and they're having to go through some times that they don't find comfortable. And I think that's a very small price to pay for the prize at the end of £250,000.
And what was it like when you first started working with Lord Sugar?
Oh, it was terrible. Even now, I guess I'm sort of stuttering my words. No, I think the truth is that if Lord Sugar gives you a job to do and you do it well, then I think that there's no finer opportunity. If you do it badly, then you are in big, big trouble. You've got to be straight, honest with him, reliable, conscientious. He forgives mistakes, but he's not going to forgive any kind of lying or cheating or anything like that. That's just not part of the agenda.
Have you made any mistakes that you fluffed?
No, I personally have not. But I do know others who have.
Now to our winning team. Let's be happy that they didn't go with their first recipe.
I tasted the product and immediately Googled the location of the nearest accident and emergency hospital.
Oh my gosh.
To be in the same room was to be in danger, but Dwayne thought he'd be very machismo about it.
It is like burning hot as in temperature.
I'm going to taste it.
Don't, you'll blow your head off. It's just silly.
Absolutely perfect.
Great.
And I think, no, even though
Even though that's what I was trying to say is, apart from the chilies a bit too much.
It was a deadly combination.
OK, Grant, I think we should taste this stuff. This is on a delightful cracker there. If you could pass them down, that's one of each. We've already seen this. This is the actual pot, and that's that there. They've got Bellissimo. Now, we've already handed out some to our audience here. Hands up if you have the taster. Do you have some of there? OK, fantastic. Right, OK. First up, let's try the Bellissimo, which is the red sauce. If you all like to try that. Now, I haven't been given anything, so I'm just going to do this. Okay. Second one is the infusion pineapple chutney. Let me find a different finger from the one which still has the Bellissimo sauce on it. You go on a bit of a journey with that one, don't you?
It's a very long journey.
Oh, it is. There's still new things emerging. Right, OK. In the Time Warner television edition, you have a red and a green in front of you, OK? This is basically ready, steady, cook we're doing here. Hold up hired if you like the chutney, right? And hold up fired, which unfortunately is you, if you like Michael's team sauce. So hired and fired, if you prefer it. Murmur. That is close. I am going for hired. I think the chutney is just about the winner there, but that is 51-49. Tangy. Like a mule kicking you in the nuts. That is. Oh.
One has removed all the enamel from my teeth. I don't know which one it was.
We have 13 candidates left in the race for investment and the opportunity to work as a partner with Lord Sugar. The only person who can tell us what that is like is last year's winner, Tom Pellerow. Welcome, Tom, who's with us tonight. Hello, Tom. How are you? Good to see you again. Before we talk about what you've been up to, let's take a look at a couple of our favourite moments of your time on The Apprentice.
Do you think you've got the ability to think in a different way to other people?
Yes.
And one of Tom's greatest moments, which it turns out didn't go to waste.
Emergency biscuit. So something's gone wrong and you need like an emergency biscuit. Okay, lead balloon.
See, last July you became Lord Sugar's business partner. What have you been up to since then?
Well, in many ways, I've been living The Apprentice, Dara. As you may have remembered, I came up with this curved nail file before, and I've been developing that from one product into now a range, and we've launched that into some of the leading retailers across the country. And there is also this emergency file, which is a part of the range, which is for those nail emergencies, which was so many people contacted me about the emergency biscuit, and it just seems so incredibly pertinent for this. And it's selling incredibly. Last week, I think it was the top-selling beauty accessory in one of the big retailers. So for me, it's a dream come true, this opportunity. And I'm looking at these candidates fighting for this opportunity, and it is really, really worth trying to get.
And what have you learned? Other than just, obviously, the financial assistance and all that, what have you learned?
Yeah, very good question. In fact, I learned a huge amount from Claude over there in terms of, one, following through on things. I kind of had an tendency to sort of come up with ideas, but not necessarily, you know, make those into a range. And that's one thing, certainly. And secondly, also to have a bit more belief in my ideas. So you saw that from the emergency biscuit. You saw that a number of times where maybe if I'd made my voice heard, we would have won. So that's been very, very helpful for me personally as well.
And following through is a very good thing unless you've got gastric flu.
Yes. And that is an emergency. And what's next then?
Well, this is the first part of the range, and I said on the show that I'd like to sort of compete with Dyson one day. So maybe I'll create this to become the sort of the Dyson of the beauty industry as a first thing.
OK, well, the best luck with that, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Pellerin. OK, returning to our friend Michael here, it is time for the vote. Levi, I think Lord Sugar was right to fire Michael.
Yeah, yes, I do. I think, Michael, you hit a lot. And as an entrepreneur, I think you got to be out there. You got to state your case. I think hiding is just something that you cannot do in business. And I think you were guilty of that, and I think that's why Lord Sugar's fired you in the end.
Jenny, what do you think?
I think it was the right decision, but I think there were mitigating circumstances, and I think being ill was just a disaster for you.
Claude?
Well, I think that Katie's the one who got away with it, in my view, and I think perhaps Alan could have given you maybe one more roll of the dice just to see whether you were as good as you make out. I personally think that it was maybe premature to get rid of you.
OK, we'll throw it to the audience here. Now, you know the usual rules here. Hold up the red card if you think he should have been fired, the green if you disagree and think he should have been hired. Let's see what the vote is, please. Again, very difficult to do. I have to say it is probably 60-40 fired, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. But, well, you voted. Turn around now and complain. It's your vote. Sadly, Michael, you won't be Lord Sugar's business partner, but you won't leave here empty-handed. And we did feel, if the situation ever occurs again, that you find yourself in that position where the tummy's a bit jippy and, it's all kicking off. The one thing you would need, and I've had it here all along, actually, would just be a monogrammed hanky that just says, Michael, for you to dab at your brow and to remove the trace and take it. That's for
very
you.
kind.
Good
Thank you.
3 weeks we had. 3 weeks, Michael, to collect your highlights.
I'm a very successful businessman. I'm streetwise. I'm business savvy. I love making money.
Don't tell me not to fly. I've simply got to.
So you were a genius on the.
I aim higher and I achieve higher.
Oh man, that's lucky, man.
Guys, what about that on the phone? Phone box. No text, just a phone box.
Tell me not to live, just sit and
I'm good at making money.
He's a lovely bear. Have you filmed him?
Loads of it.
Okay, you've got to do them.
Yeah.
Is there instructions for this?
I'm better than unique.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Kopp. That's it for tonight. Thanks to all of my guests. Michael will be on BBC Breakfast tomorrow morning. And if you want more, you'll find Matt Edmondson's funny bits on our website at bbc.co.uk/apprentice. Next week, turning second-hand junk into must-have gems. The teams have to buy all manner of household goods to sell in the shop, but who'll be left on the shelf?
Weren't successful this week.
More shabby than chic.
Half an hour.
Oh, okay, quick.
It's definitely minimalistic.
What?
To me, it just looks dirty.
Like an Oxfam shop in the middle of a hurricane.
Looks like a kid's playset, doesn't it?
Looks like I painted it and I can't paint.
Straight off. You must have thought you were a right bunch of idiots.
We've just took all the best stuff.
They picked absolute rubbish.
Your sales technique, a bit aggressive.
Oh my God. Sorry about smashing it.
See you at the same time next week. Good night.